Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercrest, and welcome back to Let's Play WWF Betrayal. I've already went through the game as Stone Cold Steve Austin and as Triple H. And now I'm going to go through it as The Undertaker, because why not? So let's go ahead and start a new game and play this part as The Undertaker, who apparently is in his biker gimmick from the early 2000s in this game because, well, it's still WWF. May 2002 hasn't happened yet. And we're apparently still fighting Triple H for the WWF Championship. Don't know what this music is supposed to be. Doesn't sound like Kid Rock or Limp Bizkit. I don't even know if he did Limp Bizkit yet. This may be like something that sounds like Kid Rock, I don't know. But we get the trash can thrown at us by Austin. We got put in the pedigree. Austin says something, which means that The Rock is going to be the person who puts Stephanie in the limo. Judging by what we know from the first two playthroughs. And after Triple H says something and leave, we get back up, and then we have to fight the two refs again, because why not? So let's try not to die here as we finish these two guys off, and then we'll meet Mr. McMahon. This little conversation with Mr. McMahon in the Undertaker playthrough about as cordial as it's gonna get. Undertaker is someone you do not fool around with, and Mr. McMahon is just straight up front with Taker here. Stephanie's been kidnapped, as per usual, every time you play this game. And of course, Taker wants to know what's in it for him. And Mr. McMahon tells him he'll give him a new title shot if he manages to rescue her. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and try to punch some locker cheer for power-ups. Apparently it always seems to be random. Some of them will always carry them, sometimes they won't. And even then the power-ups themselves are random, so you may get a yellow can instead of an apple. Never ever like that. Managed to get a pipe here. I found out while doing the long play for the Triple H playthrough, the one where I go through the game as Triple H in one shot, that you can recover your health with the D-pad. Just roll your thumb around, just rotate the control pad there, and you should be able to do it. The thing I have trouble with that is when you get stunned and you get back to 4 units of health, there's a chance you might run into another enemy attack and get stunned all over again. And I wish that the whole thing with the health in this game was handled a little better. There are glimmers and hopes of a good game in here. It's just that they're not handled very well. And I wish I knew why. And while it's nice to have a weapon, the game keeps proving to me time and time again that if I'm too close to the enemy, I won't be able to hit them at all. And I did much better here. Let's see if I can get through level 2 without a lot of difficulty. And sometimes it's hard to get your character going for some reason. And I thought I was going to get through that without a scratch. Apparently not. At least I get a wrench out of it. Also, there are exit doors in the parking garage. How come I can't use them but the enemies can? That's kind of messed up. I forgot to mention my opinions of all the wrestlers in the game, all 4 playable characters, because I did grow up with all of them. And that was terrible. I lost my wrench there. Brilliant. I grew up with Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin was the reason why I switched from WCW, which I originally got into wrestling with, to the WWF. It was as it was known back then. The other three guys, I started appreciating and understanding what they did for the business more when I got older. I started to appreciate the Rock's mic skills a little more. I especially came to learn of how Triple H got to where he was as I got older as well. Now, Undertaker I kind of liked as a kid, but as time has passed, he's gone from this cartoon character to this cartoon character that's larger than life. He's still too good to be true in some aspects, especially with the Dead Man gimmick. When you see how long he's been a wrestler, and that he's still in it, and he's still doing at least one match a year, it's still something to celebrate. It's still something to take a look at and say, hey, that's a mighty fine career he has. And it's amazing how his character has endured and matured over the years. I mean, he seemed invincible in the early years, but when the Attitude Era came around, they made him more majestic. They made him more mortal at times. He spoke a lot more. And then he did the biker gimmick, which was quite an interesting change, and he was able to make something out of that too. So yeah, I do really respect all the things that these four guys, all four playable characters in this game, have done in real life. Also, you can kind of tell that I'm not a very opinionated man, because let's face it, I don't take wrestling that seriously, but I know things. I got the WWE Network. I started watching some older episodes of Raw. I lost a life there because I was too busy talking about his wrestling and history and stuff. And I am not doing very well here again. I am not having the best of luck with Taker, apparently. And apparently I couldn't move again. And I still died while trying to get out of that stun. Apparently I seem to be finding a strategy that works here. Apparently I can't just do training of the blows every so often. Apparently the best thing you can do is get like 2 or 3 shots in, and then make your way away from him, just get away. And then move back in, and then try to do some damage again. And well, I managed to make some more headway doing that. That still didn't really work for me, and I still lost a life. And I'm able to get the special moves in a little more. That works. If I can actually get the distance away between me and him a little greater, I should be able to do something. And if I can stun him, that would be even better. Well, that worked. That really worked. Now it's time for level 3. So let's go ahead and grab the pipe and beat up as many guys as we can. Especially these green Terry Funk lookalikes with the whip with the chains. Still the easiest level out of the 6 as far as I can tell. Because more than likely you're going to have a weapon more often than not in the stage. Even if you have to drop it because you have to climb ladders. I find it interesting that all 4 playable characters have not only fought each other, but also worked together at one time or another. I think. I mean, Austin and Undertaker, they were tag team champs at one point. Reminds me of that match they had with the New Age Outlaws, where they were having the match. At the beginning of the match, some audience members brought in this huge beach ball, and the whole audience was playing with the beach ball. At the start of the match, the beach ball managed to make its way into the ring, right in front of Austin. Austin took that beach ball, kicked that thing so high into the stands, everybody just freaked out. There's YouTube video of that somewhere on the internet. There's got to be somewhere on YouTube. I recommend watching it. It's only like a few seconds of your time, and it's one of the weird things from like when I watched wrestling as a kid that I remember, along with Undertaker asking Kane if he wants a bite of his sub sandwich backstage as they're making their way to gorilla position for a match. And if you don't know what gorilla position is, that's basically the curtains that lead out to the arena, to the entrance ramp, and to the ring. I know some of you follow me. A few of you follow me from the whole wrestling deal. I mean, I've done a wrestling blog for 3 years. A whole blog of recaps for the last 3 years. And I've even recapped some classic episodes of Raw, too. But in case you don't know what gorilla position is, and you don't follow me from that, well, now you know. For some reason, even though I kind of know the subway by now, it still feels like it drags on in a way. The only way I know where I'm at for sure is by the number of guys with briefcases. Apparently none of them has shot at me yet. We have that going for us, which is really good. Unfortunately, I lost my weapon. And if I could get out of stun lock, that'd be great. I'm gonna die. Yes, I am. Great. Brilliant. I think there's like probably maybe 5 or 6 guys with the briefcases and not 4 like I thought there was at first. I have to count them, how many I've seen, to see how far I've gotten into the subway cars. Because after a couple of playthroughs, this still feels like it just drags on. This feels longer than it should be. Can I get out of stun lock? No, apparently I can't get out of it without getting the game over. This is why I do not like the briefcase enemies at all. They're gonna put you in stun lock, and you just wish you could lose a life just to get out of it. And hopefully I can keep this weapon as long as possible, so that way I can beat them all up. So things I wish were handled better. The health power-ups, the health system in general, recovering from stun lock. Wow, I recovered quite a bit of my health. That is awesome. There's a lot of this game that could have been improved, really, but the things I just mentioned are obviously the most important. Because if all of those things had been improved before the game came to retail, I could be having a much more fun time with this game. And somehow I managed to hit that guy without losing my weapon. Now, can I beat up the... No, apparently not. Well, at least he's moving around, so at least I'm getting lucky on that front, but I still can't get out of stun lock. Die already! Sheesh! Almost died again near the end! That's not fun! And there are no checkpoints. If I died, you know I would have started all over again. Man! Now we're gonna fight The Rock. We get the "Do you smell what The Rock is cooking" line, which I've been waiting for all playthrough. And I seem to be having some better luck here. Kinda. If I could get out of... Well, I can't get out of Stunlock now. But at least I can start this match over now. And he's punching and kicking in place. Awesome. I probably should have waited until later to grab that. And he's hitting me again. Great. And my strategies are failing to work now. I knew I should have waited until later to grab that can. But still, as long as I keep the patience and the momentum going here, I kind of should be able to do this, maybe? There we go. And it looks like we do the last ride sometimes instead of the choke slam, in case I'm fighting Austin, The Rock, or Triple H. It looks like he's doing a wheelbarrow facebuster, and because apparently they don't have a animation of any of these guys like landing on their back or something, so it always looks like it looks like Taker's just doing a wheelbarrow facebuster or a Falcon Arrow or something. It doesn't exactly look like a power bomb. And now we're going to Titan Towers for level 5. And I'm going to leave the rest of the game for the next video. So join me next time where I finish off the rest of the game with Undertaker. Until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!